Okay, and now we are ready to introduce our speaker spark. This morning, our topic is sovereignty and surrender, a path of grace to manifest our authentic heart song. Our speaker, Kellee Ratzlaff, is coming to us from Oregon this morning, and she will explain why sovereignty and surrender are key to creating a life of greater ease, grace, and the ability to co-create with the divine. Kellee shares we can actively claim our divine birthrights and deepen our inner trust of our connection to spirit. We can then surrender fully in order to open our heart, mind, and body to limitless timelines, possibilities, and opportunities that the divine wishes for us to receive, embody, and share with our larger community. She believes this is the sacred path we are all on, the reclaiming of angelic humanity and the co-creation of new earth. She invites us to join together to deepen our commitment to our divine sovereign selves and our unique paths of greater service. She encourages us to unite our hearts in joyful surrender, knowing that we are always loved, valued, celebrated, and supported fully for our gifts of service during this most auspicious and transformative time on Mother Earth, or Mama Earth, as she puts it. Kellee Ratzlaff's company is Outdoor Studios. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. She supports her community as a brand doula, design alchemist, intuitive strategist, resonance marketer, and authenticity coach. Wow, new age words here. What does that all mean, I ask? Well, she serves individuals and business owners who are committed to their inner healing path and who want to build or expand their gifts and business model based on the core commitment to their soul's unique essence and blueprint. This is a really new different approach to business than in the previous years, and it's amazing. So you can read about read about or hear about the process that she uses to do this when we hear her speak. Everything else will be in the newsletter about how she approaches this. To learn more and connect with Kellee, you can visit her at www.awedore.com. She invites you to contact her for a free discovery call. And I now look forward to hearing more about her new approach to business founded on many spiritual principles. So let's give Kellee a warm circle of miracles. And she is on Zoom. Okay? So you can turn around.
Wow, thank you so very much. It is my honor and privilege to be here with you all this morning, and I'm very humbled to be able to be with your community this morning and feel the love and the connection and the deep desire to support and build from your heart space. I'm very, very humbled and honored to be here. Thank you so much. So, my journey, as so many of us have likely found, has not felt clear and concise and strategic, as though I knew where I was going. But I have always been highly intuitive, and I was born during a solar eclipse in 1979. I am a triple Pisces, so I have a very natural tendency to want to go really deep. Growing up, I found that I had a lot of gifts in the intuitive realms, and I had many imaginary friends, as my parents would tell you. As a young child, I was an only child, and I spent a lot of time outdoors. And then I also was drawn to a lot of deep esoteric reading at a young age, including Joseph Campbell and Carl Jung. And I was reading Power of Myth when I was in middle school. And this was pretty highly unusual behavior. It seemed my parents thought so. My peers certainly thought so. But that's really just me allowing myself to explore the things that lit me up, the things that I was intrigued by, and the things that I felt called to learn more about and pursue. And as I give myself more and more permission to do that over the years, it always works out in my best interest, even if I have no idea where that's going to take me. The more I've given myself permission to stay curious and move deeper into whatever direction I may feel called to move to, there's always a beautiful, beautiful kismet response that comes through me, that comes through the environment around me. And it's always a joy to receive the acknowledgement of those synchronistic alignments and to be able to say, yes, yes, I trusted myself and I'm further along where I wanted to be right here and now. And I want to celebrate that because we've all had to work really hard to get here, to be here now, to be in this beautiful place. And I wanted to talk today about the importance of sovereignty and surrender because for some reason, I don't know about all of the beautiful spiritual communities each of you get to engage with regularly, but sovereignty is not one of the hot topics that I hear a lot discussed. And I really think that it is one of the most important things for us to be working with and cultivating in our own lives to accelerate our healing journey and give us the um, full birthright of our like organic divine free will. Because throughout our ascension journey, throughout our journey in human bodies and in reincarnation through the cosmos, we have given more and more of our own free will away to other models and to other beings. We've used it as a means of exchange to some degree. And now it's time, of course, to recollect all of that. I safely can feel that everybody here is an empath, and those of us who know that we're natural empaths, it's even more important that we practice sovereignty actively and daily as part of our regular routine because we're already predisposed to being in that unity consciousness state and then not necessarily knowing what's ours to hold and to work with and to heal and to acknowledge and what's others. And we don't want to continue to keep ourselves in a path where we're showing up as a savior for anyone else, unintentionally and innocently so, or through trying to rescue somebody else because we are using that as a distraction to keep us from actually being our own savior for our own journey. So sovereignty to me is really claiming the body, claiming our physical body, our mind, our emotions, our spiritual essence, and allowing our spiritual essence to descend and embody more and more and more and more into our physicality. And one of the most beautiful ways to know if you're fully in your body, and most of you probably practice this, and you often catch yourselves seeing the world through your heart space. And I want to give us the practice and the invitation to deepen all the way down to see through our toes. So when you're seeing the world through your toes, then you know you're claiming every part of your body along the way, and you're not leaving any room for hitchhikers or other aspects that aren't fully your divine essence to be there, to be claiming that space. And from that space of sovereignty, of really allowing ourselves to be fully embodied and to be in full communion and with our divine birthright as a conscious co-creator, from that space, then we're often given the invitations to move deeper into our healing or to allow more opportunities to come through, to deepen our awareness with different lessons that it's time for us to fully embody or to release that we maybe had made incorrect assumptions about a particular story that we were carrying. And so, through the owning and the claiming of our divine self and really moving into the temple, building the temple, having that safety and that communion and that blessing and the value with our temple, knowing what these beautiful sacred bodies really do represent for us here and now, through that and creating that safe, cultivated, regular practice of sovereignty, then we give ourselves the tools to be able to surrender. And it's not from a place of um, instability where we continue to be triggered by past wounding or the vulnerability of allowing ourselves to deepen and to open that heart chakra and all of those systems more fully, so that we're having to acknowledge a broader sense of who and what we are and anything we've been carrying with us. And so it's really easy to claim sovereignty. The trick is, I think, for most of us, is to continue to hold it. And so you can simply claim it by saying, I am sovereign. You just claim that intention, you own it. And then as you own it through our I am presence, each of us, the universe aligns to bring us more and more and more of that truth. All of the pieces of us that aren't in our sovereignty begin to show up and be reflected and shown to us in our world, and how we're still patterning in codependency and people pleasing, or we're still allowing other timelines perhaps that we've experienced to influence how we're showing up here and now. And so as we practice sovereignty more and more, we break all of those ties with those alternate experiences, alternate timelines, alternate aspects of self that may not be fully who and what we are and what we're meant to be embodied with here and now, today, in the present moment. Um, so, and then it's a pattern of surrender, of surrender through that inner trust. And the reason I chose this introductory song this morning was because I love that she says we are healing with the earth, and that she welcomes it all, because I know I am not welcoming of it all yet. I am still working to be in that level of surrender. But I love that intention, and I celebrate it, and I want to be able to be in a position to welcome it all, regardless of how it shows up and what it looks like and what that arises within me and my own experience and my perception. I really do want to welcome it all. I want to welcome all that life brings and all the aspects of it, knowing that each and every thing that reveals itself to me has its own divine wisdom and essence, and awareness and potential for greater knowing of the next piece of my divine reflection. So I don't want to talk too long at everybody without fielding some questions or engaging my community more fully, so that we can have a deeper dialogue, so I'm not just talking at you the whole time. So